Good morning, Laurence.
Good morning, Leah. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. We're excited to be gathered with you, Canada Coach Academy. Thanks you for your willingness to have an interview with us today. You're actually part of the Canada Coach Academy team. Will you tell us a little bit about that and a little bit more about you?
That's right. Well, it's very recent. Um, so to start with, I'm a performance coach. I specialize in executive coaching, anything that has to do with career development, career transition. And actually, I've spent most of my career as a marketing executive in the food industry, traveling around the world to go from organization to organization, fixing problems, recruiting teams, developing them, training them. And in 2004, I was sent to Canada. It was going to be my shortest assignment, 6 months, and it was 15 years ago. So something happened. There was a lot more work than we thought there would be. And then I fell in love with the country, I guess. So I settled here and I became a Canadian citizen. I founded a family. I have a 7-year-old, a son. And now I'm settled in Montreal and I love it. So that's me in a nutshell.
I love that. We also can see a few awards and some, what's that all about? Are you a runner?
Oh, no, that's about midlife crisis, I think. I started running last year. I don't know, as a means to get away from things, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I started running last year, and it's become a passion of mine. So I do run 2-3 times a week, and I do have marathons. My next one is in Glencoe, Scotland, in September. So yeah, I travel around the world. I cannot travel for work anymore, at least not that much. So I guess I took running as another way to explore and travel again.
Oh, thank you for sharing that with us. So let's talk about coaching. What was the moment where you decided to become a coach?
Hmm. I think it came to me in several steps. What happened is that towards the end of my first career, I was asked to step up into a new role. And in order to help me navigate through the change, I got an executive coach. And that was a life-changing experience for me. That's when I understood how powerful coaching is in terms of self-development. And I remember back then, I really kept that in the back of my mind, thinking, if I had that tool earlier in my career as a manager, I would have been so much more efficient, so much better with my people. So I kept that in mind. And a few years later, something happened in my company, big restructuration. So I lost my job. And back then, I did not think right away about changing careers. But one of the first things that I did was to reach out to my executive coach. And I asked her, I said, what do you think? Because I really want to learn more about coaching. I think it would make me a better manager, a better executive, and I really want to learn more. And she happened to be, back then, part of the team at Canada Coach Academy, and they were just starting a session a few weeks later. So I embarked on it. I signed up, and 2 days into the training, I had a huge migraine. But at the same time, I knew I'd found my calling, and I knew that was what I wanted to become. So that's how I became a coach.
Oh, I love that. So tell us about a coaching conversation. What's different about that situation?
A coaching conversation is definitely not just a conversation. First, it's a partnership. And it's really, to me, it's all about creating self-awareness. It's about stimulating thinking. It's about stimulating growth. It's not just a conversation, it's nice, but at the end, nothing happens. There is an impact in the end. Eventually, it leads to change. It leads to action. It's a very powerful thing.
How has being a coach changed your life?
That's an interesting question. I don't want to say that I should have been a coach like a long time ago. I think, I had things to do that eventually led me to this, but I spent most of my career trying to reach business objectives, whereas I was all that time convinced that it's all about the people. You try to reach business objectives, you try to develop the business, but if you don't develop the people first, business is not likely to follow. It's just that I didn't have the tools to really put that into motion. So now that I'm a coach, I can do that, and I can dedicate myself to people development 100%. And that's what I always wanted to do. So in that sense, it's really changed my life.
So what's your mission as a coach then?
Well, I guess that would be my mission. That would be, because I coach more on the business side. I'm a business coach. And to me, it's all about showing people that if you develop your people first, then your business will follow. And it's all about showing people that they have a lot more resources than they think they do. It's about empowering them. It's about really creating that awareness in them that they can do pretty much anything they set their mind to, if they want to.
Powerful. So tell us a little bit about what you hope your footprint will be on the world.
I don't know that I really leave a footprint on the world.
Oh, we all do. And with a mission like you just described, I can imagine some powerful impact.
Well, maybe that will be enough for me, but if I can help make a difference in people's life, especially in their professional life, because that's what that's primarily my area of expertise. But we spend a lot of our time working. So, and it's intertwined. It's not about, you're a business coach, you're a life coach. Eventually it's a person that you coach. It doesn't make a difference. We don't go to work every day being a different person. We are still that same person. So, to me, that's, if I can help people, really understand that their work doesn't have to be separated from their life, but they can strive in their profession just as much as they can strive in their personal life by just being aware of their strengths and building on them. That's what I want to do. I want to make a difference in their life.
Beautiful. So, Laurence, what message would you write on a billboard for the world to see? This is your one chance to deliver a message to the world.
Oh my, that's a big responsibility. I guess to me, if it was just that message, it would be, it's up to you. Because I really believe that, most people feel powerless in life. Because, so many things, life happens. A lot of things happen, circumstances, and when you don't have control over circumstances, over what happens to you, it's easy to feel powerless and feel like there's nothing you can do. And I really believe there's always a choice. There's always something you can do. You cannot control maybe what happens to you, but you can control the way you react to it, and you can control what you want to do with it. And so that's really the thing I believe in the most. It's up to you. It's up to us, really. Every one of us.
Beautiful words and beautiful insight for us today, Laurence. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Leah.
And a special thanks from the Canada Coach Academy. It's an absolute honor to be working with you, and just hope to speak again soon.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.